Raj, a security guard, sat slumped in his chair. His eyes scanned the security monitors, each screen displaying a different floor of the building. He stifled a yawn, the monotony of the night shift settling in. Suddenly, he sat upright, eyes widening. On the third-floor monitor, a door slammed shut. There was no one in the hallway. Raj grabbed his radio, his voice shaky. "Hello? Anyone on the third floor?" Silence. He flipped through the other monitors. On the fifth floor, a flickering light caught his eye. The package delivery room, always empty at this hour, was illuminated. A cold shiver ran down his spine. Raj's hand trembled as he reached for the phone. He had heard the whispers, the rumors about the building being haunted. He had always brushed them off. Until now. He punched in the number for building maintenance, his gut telling him this was something beyond a logical explanation.
Mira paced the third-floor hallway, her heart pounding in her chest. She had been searching for her cat Tuffy for hours. He had slipped out of her apartment earlier that evening, and she hadn't seen him since. She called out his name again, her voice echoing in the empty hallway. "Tuffy, where are you?" She checked behind potted plants, peered into stairwells, but there was no sign of him. Tuffy was terrified of heights. He would never venture onto the fire escape. Desperation clawed at her. She leaned against the wall, tears welling up in her eyes. It was then that she noticed it, a faint scratching sound coming from behind the door at the end of the hallway. The door was slightly ajar, and a cold draft emanated from the opening. Mira's heart pounded in her chest. It was the maintenance room, always kept locked. Could Tuffy be trapped inside? She cautiously pushed the door open, her hand trembling. The scratching sound grew louder, beckoning her into the darkness.
Arun, a delivery driver, nervously checked the address on the package. 5th floor, room 507. He had heard the stories about this building, the whispers of strange occurrences, unexplained noises. He tried to shake off the unease creeping up his spine. It was just an old building, nothing to be afraid of. He reached the 5th floor and located room 507. It was at the end of a deserted hallway, the only door without a nameplate. The hallway light flickered ominously, casting long shadows on the walls. He took a deep breath and knocked on the door. The sound echoed through the hallway, followed by an eerie silence. He knocked again, louder this time. The door creaked open, revealing a dark and seemingly empty room. A cold gust of wind blew from the room, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and something else. Something unsettling. He hesitantly stepped inside, his hand reaching for the light switch.
Section 4. Ghost Hunting Adventures. Ria and Sam, armed with cameras and microphones, crept down the 7th floor hallway. They were amateur ghost hunters, their YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the paranormal. The old office building was rumored to be a hotbed of paranormal activity, and they were determined to capture evidence. "Did you hear that?" whispered Sam, his eyes darting around the darkened hallway. Ria strained to listen. A faint scratching sound, like claws on concrete, seemed to be coming from the floor above. They exchanged an excited look. This was it. Proof! They tiptoed towards the staircase, their camera lights cutting through the darkness. As they climbed the stairs, the scratching grew louder, accompanied by a low, guttural growl that sent shivers down their spines. They reached the 8th floor, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and adrenaline. The noises seemed to be coming from the room at the end of the hallway. Slowly they approached, their cameras rolling.
Section 5. Eerie laughter. Mr. Sharma sat alone in his office on the 8th floor, engrossed in paperwork. His window overlooked the city, the twinkling lights a stark contrast to the darkness of his office. He preferred to work late, the silence a welcome change from the chaos of the day. Suddenly, a burst of laughter echoed through the room. He jolted upright, knocking over his coffee mug. He looked around, his heart pounding in his chest. The laughter was unmistakable, high-pitched and childlike, but there was no one there. His office was empty. He walked to the door, peering into the hallway. Deserted. He returned to his desk, trying to rationalize the sound. Maybe it was the old building settling, or the wind playing tricks on him. but deep down a chill settled in his bones. He had heard the stories. He always dismissed them as nonsense. But now, he wasn't so sure.